In this video, I'm going to be going over the best salary cap team right now in NBA 2K24 my team, and also talk a little bit about salary cap and how it actually works and what I could see, happening with salary cap going in the future, just how it's going to work and explain, because I know it can be a little bit confusing. But salary cap is looking to be one of the best game modes to be grinding right now at the start of 2K24, with how much MT you make from a game and how short of games they are. And actually, it's a really fun experience against other budget teams and maybe budget players, so it should be easier to win games. And all around, I think salary cap is looking to be one of my favorite game modes. So let's talk about what is the best salary cap team. And you guys can see at the bottom, the salary cap is going to be 10,000 points right now. I'm sure they'll update that in the future as the game goes along. So for me personally, what you want to do is have your best card. Whatever your best card is, put that in your lineup. Now, if you have Jason Tatum, if you have Diamond Kyrie, and you have a better card than Dame, sure, go for it. Just for me personally, my best card is Damian Lillard, so he's going to be in the team. Now, you can kind of work around your best card. You want to maybe have a ball handler, a guy that can score the ball. If you have a Chris Webber, that could be super effective, but I think Dame is really good at an amethyst tier, and he's going to be your main source of offense and a guy that can really create at a high level. Now, for the shooting guard position, it's between two different names, which is going to be Wesley Matthews and Mike Miller. I think both these cards are a low enough tier at Sapphire that they're really not bringing the salary cap up too much. They're only 900, as you guys can see, which is a really nice metric. You can see how much each tier costs, right? Emerald is 700, gold goes down to 500, so it is nice to see that metric. But for the shooting guard position, it really comes down to preference, if you like Wesley Matthews or if you like Mike Miller. I'm gonna just throw Wesley Matthews in the lineup. He is super good at that shooting guard position, can handle the ball and knock down threes. So I think for the shooting guard spot, you just want to go with one of those two cards. They're going to give you a great spot up option, pretty tall. Like Wesley Matthews is 6'5", Mike Miller is 6'8". So really depends, Mike Miller or Wesley Matthews, that is up to you guys. Now with the small forward position, I would go with either Andre Iguodala or I would go with Lamar Odom. Both these cards are going to be 1,200, so a fairly expensive salary cap. I think they're both going to be worth it on this type of squad. If you maybe want to go for a cheaper card, you could go for a Sapphire, right? You could go for like a Glenn Rice. You can maybe go for like a Tony Kukoc. You could also potentially go for like a Karam Butler and then a Antoine Jameson type of duo. And I think that keeps their salary cap fairly low, because I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. Yeah, it says he's 900, which is for a Sapphire, right? And same thing for Karam Butler. So they're going to be Ruby cards, but at that Sapphire tier, and they look to be not bad. Like Karam Butler's 6'7". Like this duo is actually pretty good. So this is another option you guys can run if you want to run Antoine Jameson and Karam Butler. I'm gonna go with the non-duo though. I'm gonna go Andre Iguodala as my small forward, and then at my power forward position, I want to go with Giannis. I think these two cards are extremely important to have on defense, because we got Dame, we got Wesley Matthews or Mike Miller, who are going to be our main source of offense. Those guys can score at a very high rate. We want to have some defense and some size. So Iguodala, a great on-ball defender, going to be your main perimeter defender, a guy that you can put on ball and really play really good defense with. And then you do have Ruby Giannis, who we just all know is an absolute demigod at the power forward position. And then to round out the squad, I'm gonna go with a budget center in Rafe LaFrance. Now there is Emerald Kristaps you could also go with, but I think you want to pick a cheap and good center, whether it's Rafe LaFrance, whether it's Kristaps Porzingis, whether it's Gold Wemby, to have that size, a guy who's 7'5". It's kind of up to you guys. I'm gonna go Rafe LaFrance though. This is the lineup that I've had the most success with, and just a lineup I've been using a lot just in any other game mode as well. I think it's a pretty decent starting lineup. Now off the bench, I say you can just go with gold cards, because you have a really good starting lineup and the games aren't as long as Unlimited. It's a 6-minute half, and like I said, I'll talk about exactly how it works and how it exactly works here in a second. But it's a 6-minute half, and then it's like the all-star game where whoever's leading gets 24 points added onto their score to be the target score. So if I'm winning 10, or if I'm winning 20-10, the target score for the second half with no shot clock, no time, well, with the shot clock, no time clock, is going to be 44 points. So now we have to raise to 44 points. So the games take a lot less time compared to Unlimited. So I don't think you really need a full actual team, but you can run a lot of great gold cards off the bench. For example, Goran Dragic is most likely one of the best gold cards in the game, and he is very usable. Like, you probably just use your start. Like I've just been using my starting lineup the entire game, and it seems to be working perfectly fine. I don't even sub in my bench, but Goran Dragic is a great backup point guard. For the backup shooting guard position, I'd probably go Wesley Person I think he's got a really good jump shot, 6'6", 83 ball. You know, he's just a great all-around offensive card. I don't think I have this card, but Gerald Green is really good at shooting guard, I've heard. Yeah, he can play the shooting guard position. I don't exactly have him, so I'll just throw in a random shooting guard gold. But like I said, you can definitely run Gerald Green at small forward. Let me just put somebody that can actually play small forward. Hold on, I'll just put Bojanovic. He's really good as well. Oh, sorry, no, I think it's the other Bojan that's actually really good. I think it's Bojan, not Bogdan. Can't speak English, man. But yeah, Gerald Green, I know he's a gold card. He's really good at small forward. For power forward, I'd probably just go with Keith Van Horn. You can get him for free. He's not bad, 6'10". He can shoot the 3-ball. So these are like some of the best gold cards in the game that can definitely run and compete with a lot of these cards in the salary cap. You know, a lot of these cards you'll be facing really aren't that high tier or that great. And then for backup center, you can go with Victor Wembanyama. That's the 10-man rotation I would run. Once again with Gerald Green here at small forward, and then Wemby at the backup center position. And then, you know, your last 3 spots just can be some gold cards. And yeah, that's going to round out the best salary cap team right now in the game, at least in my opinion. Once again, a lot of tweaks you can do with this starting lineup, but I really think having a good starting 5 and then having a really good gold bench with Dragic, Wesley Person, Gerald Green, Keith Van Horn, and Wemby, like, you can sub in that whole bench if you want to and still compete, you know, with the budget squads that you'll be facing. Or you can just keep your starting lineup in for 90% of the game, sub into your bench for maybe a minute or 2 in the first quarter, and then have your starters, you know, fully rested to go in that second half, which is, you know, for that target score. So yeah, for me, guys, I think this is like one of the best salary cap teams in the game. Like I said, you can kind of mess around with it if you want to, but yeah, to check out how salary cap works, it's going to be a salary cap, which is 10,000 right now. There's going to be a round, so there's going to be rounds, sorry. So right now we're in round number 1, which has 12 days left, and I think you have to, you know, get Brent Barry, because then if you go over to this page, it kind of tells you how it's going to work. So round 1 ends on September the 22nd, and then there'll be, I assume, a next Ruby card. And then once you get all the Ruby cards available in season 1 from salary cap, then you'll be able to get the Amethyst Victor Oladipo, who will be like the main salary cap prize at the end of the season. So yeah, I kind of like how it's working so far. Like I said, it's quicker games. You get a lot of MT, you get a lot of XP. They're fun to play. Salary cap is looking to be one of my most favorite game modes, you know, my most fun game modes to play so far in 2K24. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you guys have any other suggestions for a salary cap team, any other cards you guys are running that are really good salary cap value, you know, that are cheap, you know, on the auction house and cheap salary cap wise, let me know in the comment section down below. But hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and let me know, have you guys been playing salary cap? What do you guys think about the game mode? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.